Mr. Allen was 69 years old when he had what he called his blood pressure scare. He wasn't new to hypertension. Like many seniors, he had been on medication for years. But one chilly Tuesday morning, something felt different. As he stood up from his recliner, a wave of dizziness washed over him. His heart raced, his vision blurred slightly, and he instinctively grabbed the armrest to steady himself. He checked his pressure, 162/95. That wasn't just high. It was dangerous. His doctor wanted to increase the dosage of his meds. But deep down, Allen hesitated. Am I just going to keep piling on more pills every year? He wondered. It wasn't that he didn't trust medicine, but he began to question whether his daily habits might be part of the problem. He thought about his breakfast, a bowl of cereal he assumed was healthy. His lunch, a ham sandwich, nothing fancy. And in the evenings? A few salty crackers with cheese while watching the news. Nothing seemed bad, but something clearly wasn't working. That night, Allen made a quiet decision. For the next 10 days, he would stop eating 3 foods he had relied on for years. He didn't expect miracles. But what happened next shocked him. By day 4, his morning pressure readings began to drop. His energy returned. No more late afternoon headaches. By day 10, Allen's average blood pressure had fallen more than 15 points, and he hadn't taken a single new pill. This is Allen's story. And it might be your story, too. If you're over 60 and dealing with high blood pressure, you may be doing everything right, and still feel like nothing's changing. But what if it's not about doing more, just doing less of the wrong things? Let me share the 3 everyday foods Allen quit, and how those small changes made a big difference. Blood pressure is one of the most misunderstood health issues among older adults. We often hear numbers like 120/80 or 140/90, but few of us understand what those numbers actually mean, or how our everyday meals quietly push them higher. Let's break it down simply. Blood pressure measures the force of blood against the walls of your arteries. When that force is too high for too long, your heart and blood vessels are under constant stress. This raises your risk for heart attack, stroke, kidney failure, and even vision problems. But here's where it gets personal. As we age, our arteries naturally become stiffer and less flexible. That's not your fault, it's part of aging. However, what we eat every day can either help or harm that process. The 3 biggest dietary culprits behind high blood pressure are: 1. Excess sodium, salt. Too much salt causes your body to retain water, which increases the volume of blood your heart has to pump. That means higher pressure inside your arteries. And no, it's not just the salt shaker you need to watch. Most of the sodium we consume is hidden in packaged, processed foods like deli meats, snacks, and canned items. 2. Refined sugar. Sugar causes spikes in blood sugar, which leads to higher insulin levels. Elevated insulin, in turn, causes the kidneys to retain more sodium and fluids. This chain reaction puts more pressure on your arteries, especially over time. 3. Unhealthy fats, especially trans fats and saturated fats. These fats clog the arteries, increase inflammation, and raise LDL cholesterol. The stiffer and narrower your arteries become, the more pressure it takes for blood to flow through them. Now, here's what many people over 60 don't realize: your body becomes more sensitive to these substances with age. What your body could once handle in your 40s or 50s can now lead to a dangerous spike. That's why seniors are more likely to experience dramatic blood pressure changes, even from a single salty meal. Think of your arteries like garden hoses. Over time, the walls of those hoses get less elastic. If you pour in fluid that's thicker or push through more volume, the pressure builds fast. That's what's happening in your body when you eat the wrong kinds of foods. But there's good news. You don't need to give up everything you love. You don't need to start an extreme diet. In fact, Sometimes the best results come not from adding more to your life, but from removing just a few damaging habits. That's exactly what Mr. Allen did. He didn't starve himself. He didn't stop eating carbs or count every calorie. He just made a conscious decision to eliminate 3 specific foods that were pushing his pressure higher without him even realizing it. In the next section, we'll reveal exactly what those 3 foods were, and more importantly, why cutting them out even for just 10 days had such a powerful effect. Because once you understand what's really happening inside your body, you can start making smarter, gentler choices. The kind that support your heart, not strain it. Food number 1. Processed deli meats, hidden salt bombs. The first food Mr. Allen cut from his daily routine was one he had enjoyed for decades: deli meats. Ham, bacon, salami, bologna, even turkey slices from the grocery store. He thought he was making a smart choice by using lean meats for sandwiches. But what he didn't know was that even small servings of these foods can deliver a massive dose of sodium. Just 2 slices of deli ham can contain over 500 milligrams of sodium, and that's before you add the bread, cheese, or condiments. Bacon is worse. 1 serving may only weigh an ounce or 2, but it can carry up to 600 milligrams of sodium, plus preservatives like nitrates that raise blood pressure even further. For a senior whose daily recommended sodium limit is 1,500 milligrams, a simple breakfast or sandwich could blow past that in one sitting. When Allen stopped eating deli meats, he was skeptical. Could something so familiar really be causing harm? But within 3 days, he noticed his hands weren't as puffy in the morning. His wedding ring, which had felt tight for months, slid on and off more easily. And his evening blood pressure reading, usually hovering in the 150s, had dropped to 137. Processed meats aren't just salty, they're dehydrating, inflammatory, and often packed with saturated fat. They sneak into meals under the radar, and most people don't think twice about them. But for older adults, they can be silent saboteurs of vascular health. Instead of cold cuts, Allen swapped in grilled chicken, tuna packed in water, and lentil patties. The difference wasn't just on the plate, it was in how he felt within days. Sometimes, the most powerful health decisions begin with subtraction. Food number 2. Packaged snacks and crackers, silent sodium traps. The second item Allen eliminated was something he didn't even consider bad: those little salty snacks that filled the gap between lunch and dinner. Crackers, pretzels, snack bars, even those heart-healthy veggie chips. They were quick, tasty, and always on hand. But what he didn't realize was that these foods, though small in size, were loaded with sodium and refined carbs that secretly pushed his blood pressure higher each day. A single serving of cheese-flavored crackers. Over 300 milligrams of sodium. A handful of pretzels. Easily 400 milligrams or more, and nobody stops at just 1 handful. The problem isn't just how salty they are, it's how easily we overeat them. Seniors often snack out of routine, boredom, or to manage blood sugar dips, not realizing how much sodium and starch they're loading into their system in the process. Allen was in the habit of snacking while watching the 6 o'clock news. It seemed harmless, but he began tracking his blood pressure before and after those moments, and the results were clear. Evening spikes, restlessness at night, and that familiar heaviness in his chest. After removing packaged snacks entirely, he noticed he slept better, and his blood pressure readings in the morning were consistently 8 to 10 points lower. What did he snack on instead? Raw almonds, unsalted, sliced cucumbers with hummus, and fresh apple slices. These alternatives didn't just keep him full, they were hydrating, potassium-rich, and low in sodium. Many seniors don't realize that blood pressure is influenced not only by what you eat during meals, but also by what you graze on throughout the day. And in Allen's case, removing those little innocent snacks made a surprisingly big impact. Food number 3. Sweetened breakfast cereals, sugar spike culprits. The third and final food Mr. Allen removed was perhaps the most surprising: his morning bowl of sweetened breakfast cereal. For years, he thought he was starting his day on the right foot. A quick bowl of whole grain flakes, maybe some granola, a splash of milk. It seemed light, simple, and easy to digest. But after reading the nutrition label more carefully, he realized his healthy breakfast was loaded with 10 to 15 grams of sugar per serving, and he often poured double that amount without realizing it. What does sugar have to do with blood pressure? Quite a lot. When you consume refined sugar first thing in the morning, it causes your blood glucose to spike, followed by a surge in insulin. This rise in insulin prompts your kidneys to retain sodium and water, increasing blood volume and putting more pressure on your arteries. The result? A roller coaster of energy and blood pressure fluctuations throughout the day. Allen often felt jittery by mid-morning, sleepy by noon, and drained by evening. He hadn't connected the dots until he quit sweetened cereals completely for 10 days. Instead, he began his mornings with plain oatmeal, a pinch of cinnamon, and a handful of blueberries or banana slices. He noticed within a week that his energy was more stable, and even more remarkably, his blood pressure was consistently lower before lunch, a time when it used to spike. Many seniors are told to eat light in the morning, but light doesn't mean sugary. Sweet cereals, granola bars, even flavored instant oats can sabotage your heart health from the first bite of the day. Swapping to whole, fiber-rich options can restore balance to both your blood sugar and your blood pressure, and that balance often lasts all day long. How my body responded after 10 days. By the end of 10 days without processed meats, salty snacks, and sweet cereals, Mr. Allen experienced more than just a lower number on the blood pressure monitor. He experienced a transformation in how his body felt, moved, and rested. First, the most obvious change: his average blood pressure dropped from 145/92 to 126/84. That's a 19-point drop in systolic pressure and an 8-point drop in diastolic, without a single adjustment in medication. His doctor was so impressed, he asked what Allen had changed. But the changes went beyond the numbers. Allen reported sleeping more soundly, with fewer wake-ups during the night. His usual morning stiffness had lessened, especially in his hands and ankles. His afternoon headaches, once a regular occurrence, disappeared completely by day 7. He also noted a sense of calm he hadn't felt in years. Without the blood sugar highs and sodium crashes, he felt more clear-headed, less irritable, and more energetic throughout the day. His digestion improved. His skin looked less puffy. Even his feet, which used to swell after long walks, stayed comfortable and dry. Perhaps most important of all, Allen regained a sense of control. For years, he had felt like blood pressure was something that just happened to him. Now he realized that his daily choices had power, that he could influence his health not just with pills, but with a plate. This experiment wasn't about perfection. He didn't starve or give up all joy in food. He simply stopped putting his trust in familiar but harmful habits. And what he discovered was something every senior deserves to know: your body still responds when you treat it with care. Even at 69, even after decades of routine, meaningful change is possible. Healthy substitutes I used instead. Making a change is one thing, sticking with it is another. For Mr. Allen, success didn't just come from cutting out the 3 harmful foods. It came from finding satisfying, affordable, and easy-to-make substitutes that supported his health rather than sabotaged it. Let's start with the deli meats. Instead of bacon or ham in the morning, Allen began preparing grilled chicken breast or baked salmon ahead of time. These lean proteins gave him the same fullness without the salt overload. On sandwich days, he swapped processed meats for mashed avocado with sliced tomato, or hard-boiled eggs with black pepper, simple, delicious, and low in sodium. When it came to salty snacks and crackers, Allen discovered a few new go-to favorites: unsalted almonds, roasted chickpeas, and raw baby carrots gave him that satisfying crunch. He also kept fresh apple slices or a few dried prunes on hand when he craved something sweet or filling. These weren't just healthier, they were naturally rich in potassium and fiber, two nutrients that help reduce blood pressure by balancing sodium levels. As for breakfast cereals, his biggest win was switching to steel-cut oats. Instead of sugar-laden granola, he flavored his oatmeal with cinnamon, chia seeds, and frozen blueberries. The taste was comforting, the texture hearty, and it kept him full well into the afternoon without triggering the sugar spikes that used to crash his energy. Alan's substitutions weren't complicated or expensive. They were thoughtful, intentional, and, most importantly, repeatable. That's the key to real transformation, not just knowing what to avoid, but discovering what you can enjoy instead. Because when food feels like a friend to your body, not a threat, staying healthy becomes something you want to do, not something you have to force. What this taught me about aging and health. Before this experiment, I used to think my body was too far gone to change. I figured my blood pressure would keep creeping up no matter what I did. After all, I was almost 70. I had already done what my doctor told me, taken my medication, reduced some stress, cut back a little on salt. But deep down, I still felt helpless, like my health was slipping through my fingers no matter how tightly I tried to hold on. But these past 10 days taught me something powerful. My body hasn't given up on me, and neither should I. I realized that I had let certain foods become routine not because they were the best for me, but because they were familiar. Ham sandwiches, crackers, sweet cereals, they were comforting. They were part of my identity for years. But comfort doesn't always equal care. And slowly, without even noticing, those small daily habits became silent burdens on my heart. What amazed me wasn't just the drop in numbers, it was how quickly my body responded to kindness. That's the word I keep coming back to, kindness. When I removed the processed meats, the salty snacks, and the sugar-laced cereals, I wasn't punishing myself. I was finally giving my heart a break. And it thanked me. I slept deeper. I woke up without that heavy fog. My hands weren't swollen. I wasn't short of breath when climbing stairs. These weren't small victories, they were signs that my body was still listening, still adjusting, still capable of healing, even after decades of wear. And perhaps the most unexpected gift: peace of mind. For the first time in years, I felt like I had real influence over my health. Not control in the way a pill gives you, but something deeper. A sense of partnership with my body, like we were working together again. That's the lesson I want every senior to take from this. You don't have to overhaul your entire life. You don't need to feel ashamed or overwhelmed. But you do need to believe that small choices matter. The sandwich you choose at lunch, the snack you reach for during your favorite show, the cereal you pour into your bowl every morning, they all speak to your heart, your blood vessels, your future. You are not too old to change. Your body is not too damaged to improve. You have more power than you think. And sometimes, all it takes is 10 days, and 3 small decisions, to prove that to yourself. If you're watching this and wondering, could I really see results just by quitting 3 foods? The answer is yes. And not because it's magic, but because your body is always listening, even when it's been quiet for a while. Here's what I encourage you to do. Starting today, try your own 10-day clean food challenge. You don't have to change everything overnight. You don't have to starve, spend hundreds at a health food store, or become a nutrition expert. All you need to do is remove 3 specific foods from your daily diet. 1. Processed deli meats. That means bacon, sausage, ham, and anything from the deli counter that comes in plastic. 2. Packaged salty snacks, like crackers, chips, and flavored nuts. 3. Sweetened breakfast cereals, anything with added sugar in the first few ingredients. Instead, fill your meals with simple whole foods, plain oatmeal, grilled or baked lean proteins, fresh vegetables, unsalted nuts, and fruits like apples or berries. Drink water with every meal. Take short walks after eating to support circulation. And most importantly, track how you feel, not just your blood pressure, but your energy, your sleep, your mood. Even if you don't have a blood pressure cuff at home, pay attention to the signals. Are you waking up more rested? Do your hands and feet feel less swollen? Is it easier to climb stairs? These are real signs of progress. After the 10 days, look at the difference. Not just in your body, but in your confidence. Because once you realize you can influence your health with everyday choices, you're no longer at the mercy of age or medication alone. And if this message spoke to you, share it with someone you care about. Maybe a spouse, a neighbor, a sibling, or a friend who's quietly struggling with the same fears. We all deserve to know we can feel better at any age, starting with one plate at a time.